What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. My name is MFozzii, and today we're continuing the Monday uploads, the custom tactics series, and we're going to be taking a look at the 4-3-2-1, one of my personal favorite formations. And maybe don't see as much light or popularity, but it is one of the formations that offers you quite unique and attacking situations throughout the game, which is always just fun to play. So before we dive into the video, thank you for supporting all the recent stuff. It's greatly appreciated. If you do enjoy this video, please do leave a big thumbs up. Just lets me know you're enjoying the content and lets me help tailor what you guys will find more entertaining. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Just helps me out on the content journey. And without any further ado, actually, we'll take a look at the team for a second. We got a first owner untradeable Sane and a first owner untradeable or it's just nice. We bought Zambia and the team just kind of tidy right now. I'm going to be looking to make some good upgrades for this upcoming champs weekend, and you'll see now how I run the 4-3-2-1. One of the I would say it's one of the best formations, but if you can catch someone out with this is a good formation. So as you can see, we played balance on 5 width for the attack as well, and 6 depth. Now, press after possession loss in my recent videos and in general I'm a big advocate for, but I wouldn't run it on this formation purely because you don't have a true defensive midfielder, and as well as not having a defensive midfielder, it's a left forward and a right forward you're working with, so there's such a big massive gap between them and the midfielders. It can really struggle defensively at times. So that's why you play balance. It just offers you that a little bit more security. If you play press after possession loss, it's because you're chasing the game with this formation anyway. So run balance. I like long ball. You can run balance if you want. This is a personal preference kind of thing. I would try long ball again because you have like there's 2 forwards and a striker. Have them on getting behind, have long ball playing, and then get your fullbacks involved in the game, and it offers you quite a lot of different avenues. We have 5 in the box, 2 corners, 2 free kicks. That's how I line up my formation. I'm using Nedved as an attacking midfielder in this situation. He does quite well there. I haven't been a big fan of him as much as when I first completed him. I think he's going to come out of the squad this weekend. I'm not saying EA changed how players perform, but this man was cracked at the very start when he dropped. He's not as good anymore, and many people have that same opinion. I feel like they've done something. He doesn't feel as good anymore. But we'll leave the conspiracy theories about EA to the side for another day. Here are the tactics. So keeper, just balance, pretty standard stuff. I am fullbacks in the back line at the minute. You can judge me if you wish, but they are just your normal default tactics for the centre backs. Very similar to last week's video. You will have a fullback on stay back while attacking, and then one on balanced. So this is basically your more attacking fullback, which in my case is Zambia. He's got a 4-star skill, moves 5-star weak foot. Just have them on overlap to make sure they're actually making those darting runs down the side of the pitch, and just have them on balance. Just let them rock, and then your more defensive, sturdy player, just have them on stay back. It means that although Zambia is maybe darting up the pitch, Mbappe will tuck in and almost create like a back 3, as well as having a defensive midfielder sat in front of them. So it just helps you that little bit stability wise. If you would have 2 fullbacks bombing forward in this formation, it's nice out. It's lights out, man. You're going to get battered on the counter attacks, but that's how the defenders line up. You then look at Zakaria, for example, for my defensive midfielder. Obviously, have them in the central position. Just stay back and cover centre. That's all you need. You can, and I'll say you can try it. Go on conservative interceptions if you want him to hold a more defensive shape. Now, what this will do is if you play normal, when they have the opportunity to, it gives it a reasonable chance that it says there, they'll try and make an interception. I in the past have ran aggressive. When I have 2 CDMs, I'll have 1 on aggressive because it just means they are constantly, it drains stamina, but they're just constantly winning the ball back. In a situation like this where you only have 3 centre mids, you don't have a true CDM position on the pitch. If you were to flick him into conservative interceptions, he'll just sit that a little bit deeper and not rush him for the ball a bit. So that's something you can try. I have found in this formation, normal interceptions work the best. Obviously, I was running it with Zakaria, so maybe that it could be a player thing. But I just found that to be the best. Now, looking at the right centre mid, and this is the one I always like to have as your box-to-box player. In my case, I have Aurora playing there. I think in the future I'm going to have Renato Sanchez there, and then Aurora will play the left centre mid. But you have Aurora here, just get in the box, just let him run fully balanced for everything else. This just means the natural AI is going to let him roam the pitch and do his job, and I think in the future Renato Sanchez is a perfect card for that. And then your left centre mid is just on get forward again, so nothing too crazy on the tactics here. I find there are certain formations where you need to force a lot of tactics on the players to make them do what you want, and then there's formations where if you put too much on, your team just doesn't play well, because obviously you're telling them to do a million things, and however they naturally play in games, something's better. So I think just having 1 or 2 tactics on your centre mids in this case is probably the best situation. Now, you look at the striker, and that's stay central and stay forward. Now, I'm using Ozil here. If you find that there's a big gap between your forwards and your midfielders. So obviously this can depend on personnel. What you do is just flick Ozil into a false 9, and basically that entire gap in between Royce, Nedved or Sané, you're just going to fill that gap, and he'll do a good job there. I've actually liked to flick it into false 9 during the game on Ozil, regardless of the formation I'm using, just because you've got the medium load work rates but fantastic statistics, and it just means he just fills that little gap in the pitch. Even like if you're running a 4-2-2, Ozil striker on false 9 just does bits. But I still found overall the best was stay central, stay forward, and obviously if you feel that during the game you need him to get a bit more involved, click him into false 9. Obviously if you change it mid-game it might catch the player out, and then your left forward and right forward are just basic. They're on get in behind, and that is it. These tactics are, I'd say, a bit more straightforward than some of the crazy tactics we've had, and I'll say this isn't a formation that I would use. I'll take it back to the team so you can have a pretty screen and analyse my players. I wouldn't use this as a formation you're going to use for all 30 games of Foot Champs. If you can compete at the highest level, you will probably get away with it. Maybe you don't get your Elite 1, maybe you get Elite 2. But if you're someone that's like, I'm a Gold 1 merchant at heart, I've never hit Elite, I'm just Gold 1 pretty much over and over again when I play a full 30. If you're that sort of player, I would recommend having this. You'll probably play about 15 to 20 games if this is your main formation, but I would run this with 2 other formations in mind. One being the 5-3-2 or the 5-2-1-2, and that's going to be, I use them quite offensively. I'll leave the links on my custom tactics for both those below. They can be run both very attacking and very defensively, so you can use that as your I'm going to stay in the game formation, and then with the flick of the D-pad, with the getting the fullbacks involved, you can use attacking. Have this as your I'm going to go and win the game formation, and then also then have a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow or a 4-2-3-1, which I have tactics for below. So basically you want this as like your middle formation that you'll use from the start of the game, and you'll maybe get a feel for the game, and you want to maybe go and score that early goal. You might get a rage quit, sort of take control in the game, make them panic a little bit, and then obviously within like the first 10-20 minutes you're like, okay, you're playing someone who's good and it's a bit risky to run this formation. You can flick into either one. It's kind of, I don't like the idea of using one core formation for the entire 30 games. I think you're risking it too much, especially this year. Last year you could run 4-2-3-1 and get away with it. This year, if you're sticking with one formation, you're going to get exposed. Not by any fault of your own, really. You're going to play different formations, and different formations expose all the formations. I mean, you can, if we look just through the I'll go on custom tactics. If we look through the formations alone this year, and the custom tactics element's over, guys. If you don't want to listen to this, you don't have to. But the 4-2-3-1 viable, wide variant viable, 4-4-1-1 both variants viable, both variants are 4-4-2 viable, 4-1-2-1-2 narrow viable, 4-2-2 viable, 4-3-1-2 yeah, works quite well. It's very popular. Pretty much all the 4-3-3s are possible. 4-3-2-1 we've covered, and then 5-3-2 and 5-2-1-2 work. 3-5-2, 3-1-4-2. Like, there's so many formations that are viable and usable this year, and you can get good records and good wins and good ranks with. This is why you need at least 3 formations in your locker. That's my opinion, because the say we're working with the 4-3-2-1. Okay, you may be playing someone, you've been playing 10 games and you dominate. You come up against someone who's using a different formation, and the 4-3-2-1 just doesn't work against it. Maybe it's their instructions, their formation, the players they have. It could be many different things, but if it's not working, you don't want to sit there for the full game and just headbutting with a 4-3-2-1 like, oh, I'm going to make this work. You want to be able to turn around and be, okay, I'm going to switch into these other formations and try, see if anything works. And maybe in the game you could switch back into the 4-3-2-1 if they've adjusted it. It's that kind of thing. So as I said, all the links for all the custom tactics will be down below in the description. If you guys have any suggestions on custom tactics you want to see, any particular formations, just let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if these ones will work for you as well. I have covered these in the past, but this is a slightly more updated version that isn't quite as heavy, gung-ho, press like mad. But that's going to be for today. If you enjoyed the video, leave a big thumbs up on it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully you guys had a good Easter. Obviously it's Easter Monday when I'm recording, and when it's going up, bank holiday and all that good stuff. Hopefully you guys celebrated Easter, had a good time. If you didn't, I just hope you ate lots of chocolate. So that'll be me. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for another squad building video. Again, if you have any suggestions for squad building videos, I have one in mind for this week, but if there's anything you want to see, let me know in the comment sections below, and I will always be having a look. That's me for today, guys. Have a good one. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.